All right, guys, I'm just kind of testing out this YouTube Live. No idea how it works, but gonna go ahead and try it out. And actually, let me go turn my truck off. It's making too much noise. All right, that might be a little bit better. All right, guys, like I said, I'm trying out this YouTube Live deal. No idea how it works, but just gonna give it a shot, give it a go. So, as the title kind of says, it is way too windy to be fishing. So, got up this morning, and I think the wind, like before 8 o'clock, was I think it was right at about maybe 8-9 miles an hour, which would be pretty good. But quickly around 9 o'clock it picked up to about 15, and then 10 o'clock I think it's already up to about 25 miles an hour with some gusts. So no fishing, obviously. So next best thing to do is organize my boat storage. So kind of came over here. I gotta kind of clean up some stuff. I gotta throw a bunch of stuff away. I need to retie some new rigs. I lost, I think on my last trip, on a military trip, I lost 3 or 4 rigs. I got snagged up and couldn't get my lines off, so I had to break them off. So I figure I'll go ahead and tie some of those up. And like I said, at the same time, kind of just organize my my boat storage. So I got way too much stuff in here. I'm sure other guys have way more than I do, but we'll see how it goes. Glad to see a live stream. Yep. Wish I was on the lake though. That'd be a lot better. Yeah, wind's gonna blow all day today. It's gonna blow all day tomorrow, and I work the weekend, so I won't be out either one of those days either. David, we have not gone fishing in a while, buddy. We need to go. Just make a trip up here. Tell me when you want to go on a weekend. I'll take you. Yeah, nice weekend, but I work. I was actually trying to get my days switched off from work. I was trying to get off today. Sorry, get off yesterday and work today. But I couldn't swing that by with my boss. And yesterday the weather was amazing. I should have been out here yesterday. But oh well. Like I said, guys, I'm just going to kind of do some organization. And I'm quickly finding I have a lot of stuff I need to throw away. I have things in here that I haven't used in a really long time. I can't remember. I found some stuff I didn't even know I had anymore. And B, I mean, I probably haven't used it in like 8 years. So yeah, so that stuff obviously is going to make it to the trash because I don't need it. So here's something I used to use. I haven't used these in forever. I don't know if you can see that. So these are Team Catfish. They are slide sinker swivels. When I first started doing my drift fishing, I used to use those. And you know, the more I fish, the more I kind of change my stuff. You should come fish with us on the Central Texas Catfish Trail. That sounds good. I don't know what that is though. Can you, I guess, can you comment and leave a link of what that trail is so I can try and find it if you can? Send them to me. I use them all the time. Oh, what, the slide sinkers? You want those? Shoot, I'll send them to you. Give me your private message me your email address, and I'll send them to you. I've got 2, maybe 3 packages. Like I said, I don't use them anymore. I ended up doing a different technique my swivels, for my sinker swivels. So yeah, send me a private message if you can, and I'm setting those aside now, so I'll just take them home, and I'll get them to you in the mail. I'd rather give them away than throw them away. So yeah, definitely do that, please. Yeah, so like I said, guys, just doing some organization. I need to tie some rigs up. Okay, first tournament is January 12th to 13th at Cedar Creek. Interesting. You know what? I actually think I'm possibly on vacation that weekend. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that one up. I don't really enter tournaments to win. I just kind of enter tournaments just to meet people and have a good time. Although one of the tournaments this summer that my daughter was in, if you guys saw the video, I still blame her to this day that she lost us the tournament. We were fishing, and it was a 3 redfish, 3 blue cat tournament, and we started fishing pretty early for reds, and we hooked up to 2 good ones, but then she hooked up to a monster, and this guy was just taking drag like nobody's business. And right when I got to the boat, it came off. Didn't break the line, it just came off the hook. And I know it's not her fault, and she knows it's not her fault, but it makes for a funny story, and I keep reminding her that she lost us the tournament. It was all in good fun. Yeah, I'll see you. Maybe it's mostly centered around Temple or last year we fished a couple in South. Okay, yeah, definitely. Definitely I'm gonna have to look that thing up. Like I said, I think I'm on vacation that weekend that you're talking about. If I am, I'll try and head out there. Sounds like fun. Alright guys, another thing I want to try and end up using, so I don't use these, and my buddy Chris Flores, he's got a YouTube channel. He's got way more subscribers than I do. Muddy River Catfishing, if you guys have ever watched him. He came with me with his daughter Isa, and we fished this summer for redfish, and we did a meet and greet down here. But they actually have these demon draggers. And this one, hopefully you can see it. I don't know which way my camera is at. It's the Muddy River Catfish Edition Demon Dragon. So I'm actually going to set up a couple of these. I went ahead and ordered some through Amazon. I think it was a pack of 4 for like, I don't know, like 24 bucks. Obviously a little bit more expensive than the peg floats that I use. And I should have got my package. So, have a good day. Got to get back to work. All right, man. Catch you later. Yeah, Chris is awesome. Check out his channel if you haven't. But yeah, so I usually use these guys. They're foam peg floats, and these are a 2.5-inch size. And this is primarily what I use when I'm drift fishing for my Santee Cooper rig. But I know Chris has been using these, and they seem to be working out pretty well. So I went ahead and ordered a couple, and I'm gonna tie some on right here pretty quick. And what size weights do you use for the Santee Cooper? I'm using 2 ounces. Yeah, when drifting, got it. I'm using 2 ounces, guys. So this is pretty much what it is. So I've got 8 1/4-ounce egg weights in here, and they're actually, you can't see it, but there's actually a bead down here in the bottom, and there's a bead up here on top. And I'll wrap this in some heat shrink, and this works out pretty well. So I'm using about like 2 ounces, and it works pretty good. I like them. I used to use them before without the heat shrink, and they look similar. They look similar to this one, which kind of has probably a little bit more mobility. But I do like this one a lot better. I honestly feel like I lose a lot less since I started using the heat shrink than when I used to have it like this. When I had it like this, a lot of times I found that the line would get cut kind of like here in the middle, and I would lose everything. And at least with the heat shrink, it doesn't have any place for it to catch in between. And it works out really, really well. So I actually do like this. I actually need to go back home today and make some more. I think I'm down to my last maybe 10 of these. I had about maybe 30 made. So I gotta stop by Academy and get some more egg weights, and I gotta make some more of these. Real easy to make, guys. I actually have a how-to video on how to make these. You can make them 2 ounces, 3, 4, 5, I mean whatever ounces you want, but they work pretty good. But yeah, thanks for reminding me. I gotta go make some more today. Again, since I can't fish, I need to make the most use of my time. But yeah, guys, going back to these demon draggers or demon dragons. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up. I'm probably gonna tie about 4 of these, and the next time I go fishing, hopefully it's not windy like today. And I think I'm off on Monday, so hopefully I can go Monday. But if I am off and the weather's pretty good, and why is that thing turning on? And if the weather's pretty good, I'm probably going to do some drift fishing, and I'll probably use the same bait in all 6 rods I'm going to set up. So I'm going to have probably chicken breasts. I'll probably choose that day. And I'm going to have 3 set up just with the peg floats, and I'm going to have 3 set up with the demon dragons. And we're just going to kind of, you know, see how we do. So we'll see how that goes. And I don't know why my phone's not charging, but it's not charging. So I don't want it to die on me. How do you target the mid-water suspended fish? That is a very good question. I don't do a whole lot of suspended drift fishing, but the very few times that I do, I have basically it's just a Carolina rig with a 5-ounce weight, and I'll try and drift really slow, and I'll just suspend those baits off the ground. So the 5 ounces really helps to keep from the bait swaying off too much when it gets a little bit too windy. The 5 ounces would just keep it straight down, and it's just a basic Carolina rig. So sometimes when I'm out drifting, I'll be dragging some baits on the bottom with the Santee rig, and then I'll get some other baits and I'll suspend them up. And I usually only do about two of those. And I'm using a 5-ounce weight. It's basically just a Carolina rig, and I'll just kind of do rough measurements of how deep I think they are, and I'll just kind of crank up and try and keep that bait, you know, suspended a little bit higher. I have so success with that. I have more success with the Santee rigs, but it's still good to have because it gives me some more options. All right, I need to get the keys for my boat because I think my phone's gonna die, so I need to turn my boat on. So hold on. Yeah, like I said, I don't know why my phone's not charging. Nope, I don't want to turn it on. Hopefully that did it. I think my phone's charging now. I think it's still going. Is this thing still going? Yeah, it's still going. All right. So yeah, so that's how I target that. I was running last week, and it seemed everything was holding between 20 and 30 feet. I couldn't get them to hit anything. Yeah, so let me try and grab my rod real quick. So it's a little hard to maneuver in here. So this is what I'm using. If I'm going to do it like a suspended, this is it's a 5-ounce no-roll weight, okay, with some beads, and I have it on a pretty long leader going down to the hook. The leader is probably about, I don't know, maybe 3 feet. You probably don't need it that long. You can probably do like 2 feet, 1 foot, you know, whatever. But that's what I have, and it's the same thing. I'll just put the rods over the sides of the boat or the back of the boat, and I'll just drop the baits down. So if I saw 20 feet, you know, it's hard to measure because I don't have a counter, but I'll usually, you know, put my rod tip in the water and pull up to about kind of like my height, so I figure 6 feet, and I'll kind of do that however many times I need to. So if it's 20 feet, I might do that 3 times and just let it, you know, a couple more feet go. But that's probably how I would do it. But like I said, most times I'm trying to catch them right on the bottom, which is why I have the Santee rig. So yeah. So didn't want to make this video too long. I think I'm already like 15 minutes. So let's say I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably just make one of these real fast and one of my regular ones. Try and turn back and read the questions if I can. And we'll see how we go. So I know when I'm making the Santee rigs, I have a video out there that shows me how I'm doing it. But basically what I'm using is Trilene. I use Trilene, and it's going to be the 50-pound test, and this is what I use for my leader for when I'm making my Santee rigs. If you guys don't know this trick, if you've never tried it, get yourself a koozie. This thing works great for holding your line. I'm sure a lot of you guys know this trick, but if you don't know this trick, it works real good. So yeah. So the hook that I'm usually using, thanks for the tips anyway. Okay, no problem, man. Thank you. The hooks I'm using for the Santee rigs, I'm using it's a 6-aught circle hook. Do you ever take viewers? Actually, yes, I do. Santana. So I guide part-time. I work for Target. I'm a manager there. So usually on my days off, I take people out to the lake. I don't do that many guided trips anymore. I've been guiding for probably almost 5 years now. And for the first 4 years, all my days off from work, I was taking somebody out fishing. And so I was always working for 4 years. So I took a break earlier this year, and now I do probably about 2 or 3 guided trips a month. So it's not a whole lot. And the other days I'm out fishing basically for myself or with my friends, take my dad out as much as I can. But I still also do at least one military trip a month. And that one's free for active or retired military. And the way that works is, if you find me on my Facebook page, it's a OCD guide service. There is a joke about that, but it is what it stands for. So it's obsessive compulsive disorder. My wife says I have OCD, so when I asked for a name for my service, she told me name it OCD Guide Service. So what I'll do usually is on my page, I'll make an announcement saying, hey, next week on whatever day, I'm going to be doing a military trip, and the first person typically to respond will get that trip, and I'll take out usually about 2 people. If they have kids, I can probably do like an adult, 2 kids, or 2 adults and a kid. That works out also. But yes, I do still take people out fishing. It's just a real limited basis, but I do try and get people out on the lake as much as I can. And sometimes I'll just show up to the lake, and if I'm by myself and someone happens to be there and they just want to hop on board, I'll take them too. So hopefully that answers your question. Thanks for subscribing. Yes, sir. Sounds awesome. Yes, sir. So yeah, guys, so I'm gonna do my Santee rig. So I'm just doing, I don't think I need a show, but I'm just doing a regular clinch knot. It's not an improved clinch knot, it's just a clinch knot. It works and holds really well. I've never had a fish pop off on this thing, so it works pretty good. So yeah, when I say I'm OCD, guys, even when I'm making these leaders, if you ever look at my boat, they are all almost exactly the same size, and I'm pretty bad about that. So I always use my rod to measure my lines out, guys. And that's how I get them all the same size every time. So you should start off with the hook at the very top, and get yourself a peg float. Slide it on in. And this peg float, guys, you can make it, you can get as close to the hook as you want. You can get a little bit further away, but typically on average, this is kind of what I'm using. I don't know what that is, maybe 4 inches, 5 inches away from the hook. But I'll usually start off with that. The peg floats I do like a lot because if you want to get it closer or further, you just pop off the lid and just slide it back and forth, and it works pretty good. So usually when you're doing a Santee rig, guys, that's all you need. Just your hook and your leader. And your leader is as long as you want it. You want to make it, you know, 2 feet, 3 feet. The one I have, honestly, that I make, I really think it's close to about 4 feet long. And the reason I do it this long is because actually I'm going to end up putting 2 hooks on here. So I start off with one. And like I said, I'll get a second hook. And I'm just going to thread it to the eye hole, through the eyelet. And then I'm going to measure off how far down I want that second hook to be. So I'll show you this part. So on this one, I'm not tying a knot per se. I basically I ran the line through and I just spun it through the hook just one time. I'm not doing loops or anything. And what I'll do, I wrap it around my finger just enough so that I can get the hook back through the lines. And this is probably a bad example. But once it gets through there, that's really what it looks like, guys. I just ran a loop through it. And then I'm just going to tighten it. And that's it. Pull on the 2 different ends, get it tight. And there we go. So now we have, you know, you have your one hook with the peg float, so this one's going to be higher up. Then you have your other hook, it's going to be dangling down. And then your main line is going to be down on here, and this is where you're going to have the weight. So the weight's going to be on the floor. This will be your first hook. It'll be your closest one to the ground level. And then I got the peg float that is going to hold the bait a little bit higher up. So it does help. You know, obviously you get more bait presentations in the water, and I have found that it helps out pretty good. I do like it a lot. Sometimes, honestly, when I'm out fishing, I'll get a lot of hits on that lower hook and I'll never get a hit on the top hook, and then sometimes I'll just get hits on the top hook and never get hits on the lower hook. And it may only be a difference of about 2 feet, but that could be the difference of where the fish are at. So I just like it because it gets more options in the water for the fish. And sometimes they don't hit any of them, and that's called a bad fishing day. So that's it, guys. It's really quick, really fast to make. I usually like to have extras on board, so if ever one pops off, I can swap it out real easily. Usually what I'll do is I'll just kind of wrap it around my hand. And then I got these guys at Academy. You can probably use a Ziploc bag or foil or whatever, but I got these guys at Academy. So after I get it, I'll wrap it up. I'll just kind of store it in my bag. And so then this way, when a line pops, I don't have to waste time making a new line. I just open up my package, get it out, and I'm ready to go. And as you can tell, I got like a bunch of them. So I always have spares available. But like I said the other day, I lost 3, so I'm gonna tie up 3 real quick, just so I can get restocked. I usually like to have about 10 backups just in case. And there's days I'm fishing that, I mean, sometimes I'll go multiple trips and never lose a single rig. And then some days I'll go out and I'll lose a lot of them. So like the other day I was out at Canyon Lake, and on just one drift I lost 4 rigs. That tree, whatever tree I got hung up on, man, that tree killed me. Like I said, this last trip I lost 3, but it was in 3 different spots really. And Calaveras, for the most part, it's a pretty, I'm gonna say clean bottom lake, because I don't get hung up all that often. But there are some spots that I definitely will stay away from, just because I know that there's a lot of debris on the ground. Alright, so I did one with a peg, I'm gonna do one with a Demon Dragger. No, I do them both the same way. The only thing you need to learn about Calaveras and Bronning is if you want channel catfish, go to Bronning Lake. If you want blue cats, go to Calaveras. And I don't know why it is. Bronning, I know, had blues at one time, but or to use, yeah, same tactic for both lakes. It doesn't matter. I'll use the same techniques on both. But the thing with Bronning Lake, guys, I have fished that lake maybe about 7 or 8 times, drifting, trying to catch some blue catfish, and all I ever get out of that lake is channel cats. That's it. Now, granted, I would tell you, the channel cats out of Bronning, the smaller ones that I've caught out of Bronning are bigger than the biggest ones I've caught out of Calaveras, if that makes sense. So it just seems like Bronning Lake's much more channel dominated. I still have yet to catch blue there. I'm kind of thinking they don't exist in that lake anymore. And then if you want blue cats, then definitely go to Calaveras Lake, because they're a lot more dominant there. You will get some channels every now and then, but the channels are a lot smaller in that lake than they are out of Bronning Lake. So it just depends what you want. Now, as far as fighting, I honestly feel channel cats give you a much better fight for their size. So you want a good fight, go for some channels. They're definitely a lot feistier fish. They're still very fun to catch. Oh, I didn't even show you guys what I'm doing here. So yeah, I'm putting the Demon Dragger on. Demon Dragon. Sorry, I keep saying Demon Dragger. Demon Dragon. So it's got like a little eye hole in the top, the middle, and the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through the top one. And hopefully I'm setting this up right. Like I said, I've never used these. How fast do you drift? Guaranteed I need to stay under 1 mile an hour. If I'm going over 1 mile an hour, I am going way too fast for those fish. So ideally, if I could stay like at 0.5, I would like to do that. So anyways, so I ran it through the eyelet, the top one, and I just did 1 loop through it. And then I'm going to run it through the back one also. So same thing. Run it through the eyelet. And 1 more time. And then that's it. You got your Demon Dragger. Demon Dragon. I'll get it right eventually. And I don't know if you can hear it. It makes a lot of noise. So in theory, as it's kind of like popping when you're dragging it, hopefully it makes enough noise to attract some fish. That's the concept anyways. Gotta get my second hook. I'm hoping I didn't miss any questions. Oh, looks like I missed a question. I didn't see what that last question was, guys. Hopefully you can just retype again. I can see it real quick. Sorry. Alright, if I missed it, I'll try and follow it on the comments later, and I'll do a reply. But yeah. Come on, you dumb thing. Oh my god. Yeah. So that's gonna be it, guys. You got your Demon Dragon, like I said, tied to your other hook. And you just put your basic swivel on the end. And that's it. So I'm gonna try these out. When you go to a new lake, where do you decide to start fishing? Okay, I tried this over at Canyon Lake, so that was a new lake for me for drifting. And when I go to a new lake, what I'm looking for is a lot of humps in the water, because I don't know if there's a lot of structure or not. So I'll get on the what do you call it? I have a USA Boater app that shows you all the topographical lines, like all the drops, so you can see where it goes from like 20 feet, elevates, and the drops back down. So if I go to a new lake, what I'm going to try and target is humps first. So if I see some real big drops, anything going from, say, you know, maybe you're fishing like in 20 feet of water and then drops down to like 30 or 40, or vice versa, it goes from 20 and then it raises up, or sorry, it goes from 40 and it raises up to, say, like 20. I usually like to target humps first just to see if I can get anything. I strongly believe that a lot of times the fish lay on the humps, either on the drops or on the rises. If I'm not getting anything there, and the next thing I'll probably look for is like a creek bed or a creek channel. If I can see anywhere on the lines where, okay sir, you have a good time, catch you later. I'll try and find like a creek channel, and if I can find a channel and hopefully if the wind's blowing in the right direction, I'll try and go through that channel as well. But for me personally, the first thing I'll always look for is humps. So like I said, differences in elevation, so going from deep to shallow like pretty quickly, or just shallow down to deep pretty quickly as well. So I'll try and target those. I'll see where the wind's blowing, and I'll try and do a calculation to have the wind carry me over that hump, and I'll try a couple of those just to see if I get any fish. So hopefully that answered your question. When I went to Canyon, I only tried it one time so far, and the wind was crazy stupid. I probably shouldn't have been out there, but yeah, I still gave it a go. I only caught one fish. I was surprised I caught that one fish because I honestly felt like I was going way too fast. I had 6 drift socks running along with my trolling motor, and I was still going about 1.1, and sometimes with the gusts I got to like 1.3, 1.4, which is just way too fast. But still, I was already out there, so just decided to give it a go and see how I did. And at least I didn't skunk out. Got one fish. Alright guys, so I'm gonna get going. Got a lot of viewers. I think I got up to like 19. It's pretty surprising. So it's good to see. Maybe I'll do more of these live videos. But yeah, I gotta go, gotta finish up tying some more of these rigs, and then I gotta start making my way to Academy. I need to get some more weights so I can make the Sinagla sinker weights, and then gotta get home, order some pizza for tonight. So yeah, so thanks guys, thanks for the views. Hopefully I live near Canyon and found fish in the river run. Oh, okay, great. Were you drifting? I gotta try that out. I gotta try the marina. I didn't try the marina last time I went. But yeah, I'll try and get that package out. If you send me an instant message, thank you. And then yeah, for you guys interested, if you guys want to try and get a trip with me one day, look me up on OCD Guide Service. It's a OCD, so Orange Charlie Delta Guide Service. And just look me up and see if there's a day that I'm available. I can try and take you guys out. And again, if you guys are active military or retired military, I do 1 trip a month. And again, I usually announce it on my page of when I'm going. And we'll see who we can kind of get out there. And maybe I'll do one for YouTube. I haven't done anything special for YouTube to try and get people out on the water. Maybe I can do some, I don't know, contest or something. If you guys have ideas for a contest, leave a comment. Maybe I'll look at it, and we'll see if we can do something. I can get one of you guys out here on the water one day. Cool. All right. Oh, and I do have Kira. Come on, Kira. So when I'm out fishing, I swear more people recognize her first before they recognize me, which is fine. She's a good dog. All right, guys. So I'll catch you all later. You all have a good day. And this was interesting and fun. Good experiment. See y'all later, guys. Bye.